All right, in this one, I'm going to be going over why it's so important to learn about yourself and to like really dig deep into who you are. Like why it's important for your self-esteem, most importantly, your confidence, and just like for the people around you. Because like you want to be, a good person. You don't want to be, you don't want to make their lives harder than they need to be. So it is very important to know about yourself, why you are the way you are, why you do the things you do, why you think the way you do, and just having the awareness, like simply the awareness about all this and where all of this originates from will help so much in the long run. And I promise you, it is so worth it. It's one of the most important things you can do to live a good life, a good and happy life. So, first of all, I'd say figure out your personality type. Do like a Myers-Briggs personality test. That's what I did. For example, me, I'm an INTP. So like, that means introverted, intuitive, thinking, and it's the last one. I think it's and perceiving. So like introverted, we know what introverted means. Like I'm not really, my energy gets drained pretty quickly if I have to talk to people all the time. Like that's not what I like doing necessarily, as opposed to extroverted, where they just love talking to people all the time, and they almost gain energy from talking to people. Intuitive, that means basically like, we focus on the big picture, possibilities, future ideas, rather than like concrete details. Thinking, the T part, make decisions based on logic, analysis, objective truth, rather than emotions. That was a really important one for me to understand. And then perceiving, we prefer to be flexible, adaptable, spontaneous, rather than structured and organized. So even just knowing these things about myself helped so much, because I started understanding why, I'd think a certain way, why I'd do certain things, and why, I wasn't good at doing, these sorts of jobs versus, other sorts of jobs. And at least I kind of know now, like, what my strengths are too, so I can kind of like hopefully double down on those throughout life and hopefully find a career that kind of complements those as well. But yeah, honestly, figuring out your personality is, one of the biggest steps for figuring out who you are, because then at least you kind of know, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and it'll just make sense. Again, just having that awareness helps so much. And then also another thing, like just even figuring out your past experiences. So like some people like to go to therapy. I personally didn't, just because, well, it costs a lot of money. And I don't know, I think it's kind of fun just figuring out who you are and like digging through your past experiences by yourself. Like, because it just, I don't know, it's like a little getting to know yourself activity, and it's kind of fun when you figure out some things about yourself and then you want to just keep doing it. So I do this a lot, just through journaling. Like if there's anything on my mind or whatever, and like it's just stuck in my mind, I can't get it out, I can't figure it out, just giving it a physical form helps a lot. And then you can kind of rant to yourself and get to the bottom of it. But yeah, for figuring out about your past experiences, like, yeah, it's definitely not as easy as it sounds. I mean, it probably doesn't even sound easy, but this could be, you could do this anyway. You could, some people do meditation, which is basically, meditation isn't, sitting in a lotus position with your eyes closed and breathe in, breathe out. Like, no, it doesn't need to be that complicated. Meditation is literally the art of doing nothing. Just do nothing, okay? Just think about the people in the 1400s who had nothing. They couldn't scroll Instagram or any of this shit, okay? They were just in a room. Say you didn't even have a book or something, okay? You're just in a room and you're just doing nothing. Just think of doing nothing, okay? Just, you can do that for, however many minutes a day or something. Or if like something's really bothering you, like if you got that anxiety like deep down that you can't figure out what it is, just sit with it for a bit and just do nothing and just see what rises to the surface. Like your mind will eventually, like your body isn't stupid, your mind isn't stupid. Like it'll dig deep and it'll figure out what's on your mind, and it'll bring it to the surface eventually. You just got to be kind of patient, but it'll come to the surface eventually, and then you can kind of work on that, and eventually you'll come to a conclusion about it, and eventually, it won't be a problem anymore, or you'll know what you need to work on or something, or what needs to be done. Think of this, okay? Think of your mind. Think of an anxious mind, like an email inbox that has like 99 plus unread emails. Okay, that's an anxious mind. And think of a non-anxious mind as an email inbox that has like no emails in its unread inbox. Like it's gone through all those emails, it's read all those. So basically an anxious mind is an unexamined mind. It's an unexamined one. You haven't read any of those emails and they're just piling up. And then eventually what'll start to happen, you'll notice, is the more you do nothing, the art of doing nothing, meditate, and just the more you're reading these emails and like taking these out of your inbox, like you'll start to feel less anxious. I think it did for me, at least. And it makes sense because you're not like, you're not uncertain about many things too. And you're not like, there's not this built up tension and like stress in your mind, because now at least you're examining everything about yourself and like everything you're stressing about. And once you read all those emails, then you'll notice you're a lot less stressed. So it's better to just like deal with these things as they come. You don't want to let stress compound, because that's when it gets, bad. Yeah, I hope this helps some of you guys. I'd say if you haven't, definitely do a personality test. It helps so much. So start with that, and then, incorporate some meditation, just doing nothing into your days, or like if you're feeling stressed, do that. Do some journaling. Just keep keep learning about yourself. Just keep challenging, your own thoughts about yourself. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.